Hey everybody. So I was sitting here cooking and I was sitting here contemplating a few things, and I found it a great opportunity to share something. So what is it like to be conscious with your kids? You know that level of awareness you have when there's other people around? You could be at the airport. I say that because I just got back from the airport this morning. You could be at the airport. You could be at a social gathering. You could be around a birthday party. You can be around other people. And that level of awareness that you carry, my son's taking a shower, he's knocking at the door. That level of awareness that you have when other people are around, you watch yourself, right? I mean, especially so I'm talking with your kids. People don't talk to their kids as comfortably when other people are around. In social situations, family gatherings, especially situations in which they feel there are social consequences. So, a lot of people don't shame their kids in public, don't spank their kids in public. They don't say half the things they would say at home unconsciously around other people, and that's because they're more aware of the social consequences. There's things that somebody would judge them. People will question their parenting because, of the mind's perception. Okay, there's something more at risk here. Again, there's the social consequences. If you talk to your kids like that, if you speak that way, now you could do so in public unconsciously. But we're talking about awareness. So when you're in public, that level of awareness that a person has, even when the focus becomes on protecting your kids in public, so you're not so fixated on your children's misbehavings, misalignment, if you will. But the point of the conversation is that awareness you have when other people are around, you're more focused on like the external. That's the same, and then you end up being more careful with your kids, more careful of how you speak, more careful of how you operate, how you move. A lot of people don't do things in public that they do at home. Just think right now of like 4 things you do in the privacy of your home that you don't do in public, that you don't do if you're at a networking meeting, you don't do if you're at a PTA meeting, you don't do in public, and that's why. It's because you're aware that there's others around and there are social consequences or beliefs that are like, if I do that, it's not going to be so good for my reputation, my relationship, whatever the case may be. That same level of awareness, that is what it's like to be a conscious person, and also a conscious parent. It's to have that awareness when no one's around. It's to have that awareness when nobody's here to watch you. Like, I'm home with my 2 kids. Nobody's here to tell me anything. I can do what I want with my kids and with myself. But when you're conscious and when you're aware and more aligned with beliefs, you're governing yourself with beliefs that are more in alignment with where you want to go in alignment. So, for example, in the beginning stages of being a stay-at-home mom, especially when I was stressed out and going, without making excuses, there were times in my parenting in which I thought it was okay to spank my kids. I thought it was okay to shame them. I thought it was okay to be more harsh and militant with discipline. When they were crying or upset, I would pound on it a little more because I thought, okay, I have them, and there's a lot more control. Here is a snapshot of today. So I got off the plane this morning. I pick up my kids this afternoon from my ex-husband's house, and we get in the car, and they're upset. They're upset. One's upsetting the other child. They're upset in the car, kicking. It's a frustrating scene to watch. Now, an unconscious parent, an unconscious me, back in the day, if I wasn't aware of, like, what are you guys doing? Hey, stop crying. Hey, it's okay. Knock it off. You stop. Right, that man that you hear parents do. I didn't do that. I was calm. I had full awareness of, it's not a blaming thing. It's not, I know some divorced parents, or back in the day, I used to say, oh, this is because they just came from their dad's house. Or how many dads have you heard say, oh, this is because they just came from the mom's house? I don't make excuses. In that present moment, it is what it is. I own what the situation is. I don't own my kids. I don't own them, okay? And I don't own other people. It's important distinction to make when you're aware. You don't own your children, and that's so empowering. So snapshot back to the situation. My kids are upset. They're blaming each other, and they're out of alignment. Okay, alignment is when you are in higher vibration. Anything that's lower vibration, they're not in alignment. So I'm aware. Okay, boom. The situation is, I'm not going to take it personal. The best thing for me to do, number one, remain in alignment. It doesn't mean be perfect. It's like, oh my God, everything's so great. It's not that. It's just like, don't lose my cool. Don't lose my shit. Why? Because now I've stooped back to an immature, ill-advanced way of being. And if I call myself an adult, and I call myself a parent, and I call myself a conscious person, the awareness that I can choose in any situation to say, you know what, normally this would make me upset. Normally this would upset me. I want them to stop. This is irritating sound. But I'm going to choose to stay in alignment with myself. Peace, cool, calm, collected. Honor them. Honoring them in that situation enabled me to not try to pillow it and muffle it. Stop, stop, stop. What are you doing? Be quiet, stop. So I honor them. They're upset. Don't muffle it. Let them be for the moment. Nobody's hurting anybody. They're not hitting each other. They're not hurting themselves. So there's no reason for me to intervene so heavily as you see parents do. So that's number one. Awareness, alignment with myself. Let my kids be for the moment. Take a couple deep breaths, because if you hold your breath, if you hold that energy, you're constricting it. And now it builds and builds, and it takes one thing for your child to do for you to choose as a parent to say, stop it, and everybody be quiet. And now you just went out all kinds of misalignment so you have to breathe. Deep breaths. Deep breaths is not, the purpose of deep breath is because you don't want to constrict that energy. You don't want to bottle it, because it builds and builds and builds, and now it becomes a pressure, and it's gonna snap. Breathe. So what I did, I'm taking deep breaths. It's not like a saw, I'm gonna freak out, no, it's breathe. Continue to flow despite what's going on, right? Even though somebody's river is raging, my river needs to flow, okay? It doesn't have to be in disruption because somebody else's river is. I had compassion for my kids. So if there had to be a number system here, number 3 is compassion. I don't know what my children are going through. I don't know what happened at school that day. I don't know what's going on up here. I don't know what beliefs that got clogged up here. I don't know that. On the outside, it may seem like, what is your problem? But we are not dealing with the outside. You're dealing with inner beings. You're dealing with feelings. You're dealing with emotions. You're dealing with thought processes, okay? Thought processes within them that are not like you and they're not like me. Therefore, having compassion, okay, you know what? Obviously something within them believes this is okay, is comfortable with this. They might have had something that happened at school today. They're now taking the opportunity to take out at each other. Not to mention they're so close in age, it's very, very easy for them to take their misalignment out on each other. That's why siblings tend to, just like husband and wife, they tend to bigger a lot. It's because the comfort level to take out what I'm feeling out on you, the one closest to me, super easy to do. And they're siblings. They don't have a choice to separate, you know? So I have compassion there, allowing me to even more say, oh my gosh, I don't know what they're going through. So that seems like a long time because I'm explaining it. It's not. The compassionate, the breathing, the allowing, the cool, calm, and collected, that happened about 5 minutes before I started rubbing my son's head. So I had drinks in the car. I knew I needed to get their attention off of it. I had just got back from grocery shopping. I pulled over the car. You don't have to do this, but just listen to what I did. I tried to get them in alignment as fast as possible, and not the fake way. So I knew they were a little hungry. I had groceries in the car. I had these little mini, I was gonna grab it, these little mini smoothies. I pulled over, compassionately, I'm calm, not the angry, you kids making me do, no, parents, y'all need to knock it off with that, okay? I pulled over the car in a safe place, went in the back, I got their little juices. Would you guys like something to drink? I don't need to give anything attention. Here, drink this, be quiet. That's unconscious parenting, and I've done it so many times. Compassionately pulled over, gave them their drink. They're still, one of my sons drank it, the other one was still a little bit upset. Okay, got back in the car, seatbelt, kept it moving. Then the one son started talking. He started expressing himself. This is how he feels. This is why. It's not for me to judge. Now I'm like, okay, we're making progress. I didn't force them. I simply gave them something to drink. So I was able to see one of the issues with one of my sons, which enabled me to address that, how he sees it. So I'm rubbing his face, saying kind things, staying in alignment. And then we have conversation. It wasn't perfect on the way home, but it was brought up. So it wasn't calmed down. If they're in lower vibration, their vibration was going up by themselves. I didn't force it. They're not necessarily forcing it. It's the pressure is lifting and they're able to rise to a higher vibration, which is contentment, going home. So then when we pulled in the house, I'll give you another example. So at that point, yes, I had 3 flights of stairs to go to my apartment. I knew I needed to make dinner. So within me, it started to be a little bit of a hustle. Like, all right, let's go. Let's get upstairs. In my mind, my thoughts, in an attempt to really want to go upstairs, my thoughts were kind of saying, okay, you know what? In my head, I was like, everyone get upstairs, grab a bag, let's go. Like, I wanted to control the situation. And I noticed that, one son was taking a sweet time in the back, blowing up a balloon. One son was upset that the other one had his balloon. And whoo, that took a lot of awareness within me to be like, okay, I could easily command one to stop, command the other one to get out the car, hurry up, let's go upstairs. But I chose not to. I chose to look within and say, you know what, Tashina, you can try to control this, but making them go upstairs any faster is not gonna, that's not gonna make you feel better to control the situation. That's not even what it's about. Okay? In one son's mind, he's engulfed. Check this out. In one of my son's mind, he's engulfed. He's blowing up that balloon. He's not aware that I want to get upstairs and go make dinner. He's not aware of all the things that I want to do and I want to take a shower. He's not aware of that. So to understand that my desire to control my son, to make one stop crying and one do this and hurry up and go upstairs, is not about my sons. It's about me. They're not aware of what I'm aware. Therefore, why would I take it out on them? That's my problem. That's my deal, not theirs. They're not aware of all the things that I want to do. Boo. And that's another thing too. I'm talking about this in front of my kids because I want them also to understand how mom thinks and how this goes. This is also healthy for your kids to understand as well. So the conscious life benefits the family. So to speed it up, it's also, so my son's not aware of that. So because I'm aware that my son's not aware of that, and even if he was aware of it, who gives a got myself, who cares? It's not their problem to say, oh my gosh, my mom wants to take a shower. My mom wants to go. That parents got it wrong. Your kid's job is not to serve you. It's not. So I was able to, because I've trained my thoughts to think that way, I'm like, okay, now deep breaths, chill. I was able to say, Christian, get his attention a little more, and also I was careful not to put too much pressure, because at school, he gets pressured a lot to focus, and people make his focus a problem. Last thing I want to do is add to that, like, focus, you're not listening, get over here. Again, I was aware of something else. I didn't want to compound another problem. So I was able to be compassionate, be calm after about the 3rd time of making sure I didn't say anything stupid. I didn't say anything out of alignment. He came, and then one son was like, you have my ball, and he was upset. I just quickly took the ball out of one son's mouth, gave it to the other child, no questions asked. We put the hatch back down and we went upstairs. I'll give you a last scenario that I did. Is one of my sons was, feeling tired, and he didn't think he could pull the groceries upstairs, but I needed him to pull that grocery because my hands were full. And instead of, shaming him, like, hurry up and let's go and you could do it, I was like, you know what? You're strong. You could do it. Wow, you're so strong. Like, empowerment, all these little opportunities. That happened all in a matter of 45 minutes. And the amount, the many moments in which I was able to be aware of myself, keep myself in alignment, have a higher comprehension, and embrace my executive power within, my executive ability, my higher ability to say, my ego, my personality, just the way I am, just the way being a mom or dad is, makes me want to command, embark, and control. And I get that. but as much as humanly possible, I choose self-mastery. I choose to say, you know what? I know my personality, ego wants to control this and wants to bark and whatever, but I can choose differently because I'm aware. Because I'm aware. When you're aware, you can now choose. You can now choose, and we understand that in the physical world, but on the inside is the greatest power you have. So all to say that happened in about a matter of 45 minutes. You know, from picking them up, probably less than that, you know, maybe like 33 minutes, who's counting, but it was less than an hour. And all those mini moments in which I was able to say, okay, in the past, that drama doesn't work. And there's many moments from there, the car to upstairs, in which I was able to be aware of myself, talk to my kids differently. Okay, so the third scenario, and we'll end this shortly, is coming upstairs. So now I got in the comfort of my home. So I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit. So when I was at the ex-husband's house, it's very super easy to be super aware because I go into protective mode. Nobody talks to my kids like that, blah, blah, blah. So now in the car, it's a little different. I'm still in public, right? I'm still in public, and you know, that awareness of, okay, I'm still out and about. Now I'm in the privacy of my home. I'm the queen of the castle. Nobody could tell me different, right? So now ego on top of comfort. So what that means for me and my kids and being a conscious parent, I can talk to my kids however I want. As soon as I close the door, I can say, you, do this. I can. Nobody's here to stop me, right? Even though my kids will be aware, even though greater consciousness will be aware, but nobody's there to stop me. And I was aware that a bit when I put the groceries down and they started a little bit, I wanted to, but I stopped myself because I was like, no, we're not. I told myself within, no. We're gonna keep that conscious train going. And I was able to, it was inner work. I haven't gotten to the point, sometimes I can get to the point where it's natural, but the point is when I was in the privacy of my home and nobody was watching me, and my ex-husband's not here, and society's not around me, and there's no cameras on me, I can talk to my kids however I want. I can do however I want. And yes, sometimes I do get out of alignment, but I'm telling you, as my dear children, as my witness, is that I kept the consciousness going. I kept the awareness going of, you know what? It means more to me to be in alignment. It means more to me continue to master myself. It means more to me to breathe and to make sure that the things I'm saying to my kids are of awareness, are of alignment. Another thing is, if you don't breathe, if you just kind of, you know, when people go, when you do that, you're like, you're tightening, you're constricting that flow. Again, when you constrict that flow and you're not breathing, right? You can look calm on the outside, but it only takes one thing and one comment and one whine and one cry for that to explode. Because you're going to explode. It has to come out. It gets constricted. So you want to keep a flow within yourself, because if you, it doesn't matter if you do anything. If you keep yourself, right? You can grit your teeth and you can say, go take a shower, okay? Be quiet. But it takes one thing for you to say, enough, be quiet. That has nothing to do with your kids, you guys. That's you not managing your inner state well enough. So when we got home, I was able to just one moment at a time. Even moments where I was aware where, okay, it was like a scene of a movie where taking a shower. So I told one of my sons to take a shower. And actually, I made it a little bit of a game. I said, pick a number, okay? And then he won a small prize. Let me be what I do at home. Point is, I understand that it wasn't going to be as easy given the state that we're in, so I played a little game with it, and it was still resistance. Again, you don't want to resist resistance. So when your kids are going up against you, I get it. As a parent, you have the authority to say, ooh, go over them and dominate. Does it work? Does it work? No, it doesn't work. It's not good for them. It's not good for you. Alignment, and teach them alignment. Teach them how they can choose in a situation by you choosing in a situation. So my son wanted to do a bunch of things and not get in the shower. And I started to get a little frustrated. I was like, okay, I really need you to take a shower right now. I didn't need him to take a shower. In my mind, it was like, okay, now it's nighttime, boom, 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 boom. I don't want to govern you. I want to go cook dinner. I'm really cooking, okay? You know, I want to go do that. So in my mind, it was like, if you go take a shower, then I can go here and focus, which is not the truth, But since I believe that, my belief is that I was on him about the shower, but I was with him and I was making sure I didn't say anything disrespectful, making sure I didn't command. I just flowed with the situation. And where he went, conversational wise, I just tried to be conscious with it. You know, one of the things he did, I said, I was using one of our techniques. I said, okay, Christian, your focus. If you're going to take a shower, where does your focus need to be? And then he was being silly. He's like, the floor. Again, I could have been like, don't be silly, don't be stupid. Out of alignment.
Mom,
But still.
Mom,
Yes, love.
what did you make?
I made hamburger. We're going to have tacos.
Hamburger tacos.
For sure. So to end this, I obviously he just got out the shower, so I accomplished my task. But it was how I did it. It was how I did it. You guys, you already know, if you're a parent, I can make my kids do anything. I really can. I have that authority as a parent, and we have that authority with people around us. But how you do it is so much better because you earn respect. You're teaching the person, you're teaching yourself, you're practicing self-mastery, other people around you, and it becomes a habit. The more you do it at home, the more I do it at home, the more natural it is in public, you know? So if it's not natural for you now, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're being fake. It means you're choosing to my babies. It means you're choosing alignment more often than not. So,
It's time to take a shower.
okay. Well, we'll end it there. I hope you guys understood and I was able to properly articulate how I'm able to do it at home. When moments like that happen and I see myself doing it and all the techniques of how I'm doing it, I love to break it down to you guys, because how many parents are like, how do you do that? How do you do that hippy dippy stuff? How do you do that conscious stuff? What does it look like in the moment when you just want to, well, breathe for one, awareness that you have that choice, and just start exercising it. It's not about controlling them. It's about working with them. So I hope this was of value to you guys. As always, embrace your executive power within, which is your higher state of consciousness, to do anything you so choose and align with. Bye, you guys.